Hi there, welcome to the One Geeky Design Sans, and we're back with some more Space Engineers. Had a couple of weeks off for family reasons. Not really want to get too much into it. Nope. New there. Right. Alright, so we have a little bit of a problem. I'm not here with Chris. I am going to turn on my weapons though. If we're lucky, it's going to be like a space base of some sort. I might have to go in this on my own. Oh well. I'm going to definitely be at the point where I'm not going to be really seeing too many people, because I've been watching Asmongold, like him or hate him, and he made a few pertinent points which got me thinking. I've been suffering a little bit from depression recently. Oh, hello. And no, he made some very salient points, I felt. Generally along the lines of, we've got to keep going. You've got to keep going, and you find yourself being... What am I shooting at? And also, if your content's not good enough, you're not getting views because your content's not good enough. And I suppose, you know, kind of resonated with me. I hate the word resonated, but I can't think of any other way to say it. And so, yeah, I've just been having a long, hard think, seeing how I can improve my stuff. I mean, I can't afford an editor. That's the one thing. So, what can I say? %96% recharge rate. So we were going for the unidentified signals just to see if we can get some of the proto type stuff. .7. I think we're doing about 1,500 miles or kilometres each jump. I'll find out in a few moments anyway. 94% charged. And I still haven't picked up or looked at Space Engineers 2 yet. I don't know if it's even fair that I should do that while it's in its test demo. I was wondering if I should bother. We're certainly getting within range. There you go, my missiles. Something exciting happened today. Not much left of it, is there? It seems all the ships seem to blow up now, don't they? Now the question is can I catch up with it? I think the answer might be no. Okay, let's slow down. Let's head back to our target. There's no point in me chasing something that I know I can't reach. I mean, I could jump into one of the shuttles maybe and grab it, but I don't see the point. Right, we'll have to see, shall we? Is that a... It looks like a moon. This isn't back where... No. Couldn't possibly be. It does look like a moon. I am wondering if our identified signal is in the same location that Chris and I went to last time. Or was that? No, because we were chasing one and it stopped. You know what? I can't remember. Just a little bit confused now. But if this is the moon that we visited back in the day, see what I can do while I'm looking at it is moon landing. That's on the HUD. So the moon landing's down there, so isn't that... This could be a different planet. Interesting. Right. How are we doing wise? 25%? Okay. Hold on a second, what's that? That's another planet. It is another planet. There's another planet, a moon over here. That is definitely a an Earth. Is it an Earth-like planet? It's got a blue haze to it, and then there's a moon there. That is interesting. What'll also be interesting is to see what resources we've got over there as well. Green base. So we're seeing the those asteroids over there. Some magnesium up there. Might help with having to restock when we end up having a big massive fight today later on. It's always going to be fun. So, I hope your week has been okay. Mine's been alright, I suppose. I haven't really been keeping up with news, really. I mean, apart from the fact that the ones that are important to me, like in the UK, we've got something called personal independent blade pan. And the government have decided they want to try freeze that. So I'm going to be the next person to get affected by our great brand new government. And then we've been learning about all this tariff stuff as well, which is interesting. Everyone's going tit for tat. Ooh. That'll be the CIA. $60.5. Now I am going to have to lower the amount because naturally I don't want to end up just landing straight up on them. I need to kind of get myself knowing what I'm facing first. The other thing is, did I take any damage? Doesn't look like it. I think the shields may have absorbed the power. Hi Owen, how you doing, mate? Nice to see you. How you doing? Yeah. Had a few family stuff going on, so Chris had something turning up, I had something turning up, so it was just like one of those ones where you couldn't do anything about it. It's just one of those things where we just missed out 2 weeks, just generally for reasons, really, just life reasons. 76. I'm going to turn those back on again. Because I have a terrible suspicion I'm going to need him. Unidentified signal. We're going to find it out, and we've just, well, I've just realised just before you arrived that we're also heading for a planet and a moon as well. You see the little blue dot? And the little grey dot. It's right at the same spot as the unidentified signal. You can see there, if I take that off, you can see I'm pretty much pointing straight at the moon. %. There's uranium there. Warp core. Yeah, jump drives. We do. But they're charging at the moment. We're 98%. I didn't want to get too close. Actually, seeing I've only done 50%, can I do another jump at, say, 10%? Get a little bit closer. No. Oh, we've only got 8 minutes to get to it as well. Bugger. That has been the major problem at the moment. Well, I don't have Chris with me, so I'm just going to basically use the large ship to see if I can take them apart from a distance. But I only have 8 minutes to get there. which is a bit of a bother. 7 minutes to get there. I don't think I'm going to make it, which is a bit of an annoyance, but at least I have some planets to explore. Might need to get some more jump drives, I think, because I'm getting a little bit tired of having to drop 10,000s and then the unidentified signal buggering off again. As I said, I mean, if we do lose this one, at least we've got a moon and a planet to explore for a little bit. Yeah, this ain't looking good, is it? Oh dear. I'm just trying to work it out here. 150 meters per second. So you want to have calculator. 150 multiplied by 60. 60 seconds in a minute. It's 9,000. So that's a minute, so multiply that by 60 again. Right. So that's 540 kilometers an hour. In my opinion, Cubes, Tails, Kali and Dark Arch are some of the more interesting Linux distros. Care to give me some context? Don't think I'm going to be charged in time. I've only got 4 minutes left now. That's disappointing. Cubes is pretty much just a bunch of virtual managers or virtual messengers. Tails connects to the internet only through Tor. That's the dark web, isn't it? Kali and Dark Arch are for pen testing through Kali is more stable. Pen testing. Okay, what's pen testing? I'll buy it. Well, I am putting a bit of a shift on, I must admit, but I don't know if I'm... No, I don't think I will. Ah, right, okay. I've been just playing with AI recently. It's a site called Penchance or perchance.org, which do a lot of free AI things, and I've been having fun, like, writing stories and just chatting to bots and stuff like that. So it's kept me quite interested, actually. You know, I've just been sitting there just messing about a bit, see what you can get, and there's photos and all that stuff, and it's all free. I think the only thing they have is they've got a couple of adverts at the bottom that you do need to watch, and I don't think anybody really minds that too much, do they? I'm going to have to quickly do something because I suddenly realised I am not in my streaming room. There we go. Now I am. Yeah, it's like a... I mean, you can. It's got loads of things. It's mostly been done for roleplay resources, which is what originally got me interested. You know, it kind of gives you some ideas on how to create, you know, roleplay resources or lists and stuff like that. But yeah, then I found it started doing. You know, you could actually do like a roleplay with it. You have an AI GM that you roleplay with, which I thought was interesting. And so we might if we're careful. Yeah, it's good, and then they've got other things like plot ideas, you know, story novels. So it just comes up with its own ideas, sort of thing. I think it's dependent on the Facebook AI, though. Yeah, what you probably better do, yeah, Perchance is, it's like a Linux, is it Linux or no, it's, Java, I think. but it's based on a listing. But if you actually look at if you just type in maybe per chance role play or something like that, or free AI per chance, you might find it. I've got lots of different things, and then they've also got like a group of people that just do. Where am I going? 224. I may just activate this. I think it's another, but I am going to have to. Wrong way. There we go. Now I've got my oxygen back. See if I can reach this in time. No. It's gone. Oh, there's another one there as well. Yeah, I find it interesting. I think we're going to have to start building some more jump drives. Oops. Yeah, I don't. I find it good resources. I'm not. I think, if I'm honest, can be a bit too simple, but it's free. So that's the bit that makes it enjoyable. You don't have to pay a subscription to use an AI, like a lot of these companies are doing now. And some of the subscriptions I've seen for some AI chatbots are just ridiculous. Yeah, I have been looking at that, but it's just a question of me having the time to do the proper research and find out where to put it, really. Whether I ought to just like grab an old laptop or something. How much VRAM do you usually need? Because I've got 2 GPUs in my computer. I am thinking of upgrading one of them. No, no worries. Alright, so you want an 8GB VRAM card. I'd have to remember what button mine are. Minimum, not limit, yeah. Yeah, you'd want it like a 16GB, wouldn't you, really? Can't afford that sort of thing, that's in the thousands of pounds. I don't have the money to buy that. I mean, I think we've already talked in the past about different cards, haven't we? About apparently there's some new cards coming out that are ridiculously cheap. I did have a look at those cards. I've forgotten what you said. Was it Intel that made them? And but apparently they do have their problems. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I find it's really quite weird. It's probably easier to buy yourself a brand new system. It'd be cheaper to buy yourself a brand new system than a video card to upgrade to your computer. That's the one, the B590. That's what. Well, scalpers have got a scalp, haven't they? Right. As long as I'm not being pulled down, that's fine. No, I appreciate that. I appreciate that Nvidia aren't really doing themselves any favours at the moment, are they? But yeah, it's one of those things that, I mean, the problem with AMD, I've never had an AMD graphics card that's worked with one of my computers. They always lock up and freeze, and I'm like, oh. So I've always kind of been an Nvidia sort of, I just have to say stan, wouldn't I, if that's the name. And I think if I'm going to go down to the planet, so I'm going to find myself some oxygen bottles. Yeah, I heard that apparently, you know, they skip the 5,000s. I think it's something like a 3090 is just as good, from what I read the other day. I mean, that could be complete bullshit, but yeah, well, I think I've got two 1080 Ti's. Well, this looks a bit barren, doesn't it? Well, it seems to be doing okay for me. And the fact I've got two of them. The problem is if I link them together, they don't tend to do the multi-monitor bit. So it sort of was odd. Yeah, I've taken the SLI off, to be honest. I didn't. It didn't work for me in the way that I wanted it to. It just kept forcing me to just use the same screen on monitor. I couldn't use multiple monitors with it. I couldn't understand why. I think we're wasting our time here on this thing. Let's go have a look at the planet. I think might be a better idea. Well, I do have an Alienware, so anything could be happening with that. I'll be honest with you, I think one of them's a bit faulty, to be fair. Yeah. Had a lot of crashes and a lot of blue screen of deaths. Swapped the two cards around and everything was fine. So, go explain it. Yeah, I knew I couldn't rely on it on a Dell Alienware as much as I could on a normal Alienware, but you know, you live and learn. Right, so let's see if we can find this other. I mean, I'm running Threadrippers on this. Right. I'm hoping. Yep. Try 50%. Okay. Are you joking me? I do a lot of graphic design, art, and just general multiple work, video editing, stuff like that. Back when I was working, I was working with my dad doing videos for surveillance. So I had a lot of things going on at the same time. And whilst I also like to play games as well, I just needed something that could run several fairly hungry programs at the same time. so I can flick between them. Alright, so 50% was way too much. Well, it's mainly a work computer, really. But he just happens to be able to play games. I think is probably the best way of describing it. I mean, to be fair, I think a lot of people in graphic design and art tend to use apples, but I can't stand them. Remember when I did graphic design at university? It was all the Apple Macs, the ones that were all contained in that little like neon monitor. How old I am. Yeah, they're all different neon colours. Like a clear plastic. I mean, we're talking 90s here, or early 2000s. Oh, that was I think that was the interesting era, because I think I built all my old PCs back in those days. So it was always constantly tinkering with your machine to get it going. I think things have got a lot more complicated now. So I tend to stay away from getting in too deep into it nowadays. I am nearly 50, so I'll be 50 this year. God, I'm old. Well, I went through the whole Sound Blaster boom. The amount of sound cards I ended up buying because the next one that came along was much better. I mean, this is back when you're still using MIDI files for music, and you're still using DOS as well to go games. You know, where X-Wing versus TIE Fighter came out back in those days. Oh, that was the exploring days. That was. Well, you're as old as you feel. Or maybe you're as old as who you feel. And my wife's 10 years younger than me, so she probably keeps me on my toes. Just wondering if I ought to put like a deep fried pizza. Oh yeah, my wife comes up for the land of pizza crunch. Yes, battered and deep fried pizza. Come on, 71.5. Can't believe I walked straight past the planet. I thought he'd stopped you from doing that. Alright, so where are we? 79%. Yeah, I remember AOL when that was a thing. Yeah. I know what you're saying. No, yeah. Once you've spent it, it's spent, so to speak, rather than instead of spending it to the charge. I know what you're saying. Well, I've yet to open Space Engineers 2 at the moment. I haven't even bothered looking at it. I know I should. But just can't get around to being bothered, to be honest. Because I know I'm just going to end up being disappointed. I'm sure there's going to be a mod that might be able to help with that. But maybe I should start looking for a mod, because it is getting quite hard for me to having to warp from place to place to place and try to keep an entertaining show. so to speak. Means I'm more committed to talking. When it gets more interesting when Chris gets there, because then I can just take the piss out of him, and that's where all the fun happens. But for the first 2 hours, I end up having to be able to hold the conversation myself. So it's nice that you're talking to me, mate, because I appreciate it. I want to give it its fair chance, so that's why I'm not really going into it when it first starts, because that could easily make a negative impression. I mean, we've all suffered through Space Engineers and some of the stupid decisions that they did. And one thing that really ticked me off was medieval engineers. They just stopped it. Oh, I don't like that. Well, medieval engineers, believe it or not, was like a space engineers. What happened is that they did space engineers, and then they made medieval engineers. But instead of them working as a team on everything, they actually separated the developers into different packs, so to speak. And so they actually started diversifying to the point where medieval engineers worked, where space engineers didn't. And they couldn't really integrate them back because they'd gone down completely different paths. So effectively, it was just a building game, just like that, except you're actually tied to a planet, and you've also got, I think it was resource management as well, so you had to survive as well. Is this just a gas giant? I wouldn't say less gameplay. It was actually quite fun because it also had gravity physics as well. So if you didn't support your buildings enough, they'd start falling apart on their own. And you can make things like trebuchets, and it was a fun game. I mean, I know they stopped developing it, but they shouldn't have just got rid of the game. I mean, people have spent good money on it, so they should have at least just left the game in that thing and saying, right, we're not touching it again. What you see is what you get, but I think they actually just deleted the game. Typical keen thing to do. That pirate base might be coming a little bit too close for comfort. I think we should be okay. No, you didn't get the money back now. Just another keen thing. right. Okay, natural gravity field. Interestingly, you can use a jump drive once again for small jumps. Okay. A couple of things to spot out. Oh, no, no, no. This ship doesn't fly in atmosphere, no. No. I think one thing I'll do, get some more uranium. Because I want to make sure that we have enough to power our jump drives. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, Owen, thanks for hanging with me though, mate. Appreciated it. And I'll hopefully see you next week. There we go. Found it. Right. Right, so we got that there, got some cobalt, oh, miles away. Some cobalt there though. Well, the next thing I want to do is mark out the gravity well. See how far away I am. This might be a little bit further than I thought. Just keep an eye on the P gravity down here. Let's turn the light off so I'm not overusing energy. Oh. Okay. So it's going to be quite a heavy gravity field then if it goes straight to... So it's 11.64 kilometers. Okay. There's another Mayday thing around here as well. Okay. Slow ourselves down a bit. Right, let's get the old grinder over here. Alright. I was worried I couldn't stop there, but usually we can't stop when we've actually loaded up. So this thing can be quite nippy until it's got a load. And then it's like a dog. Of course I'm not going to find the hole I made. Ah. Well, that solves a problem. Just going to go around and catch it where it's actually coming out. Just got to keep seeing it. If this is just a small vein. Yeah, I guess it was a small vein. Hi, Donald. Oh no. Someone had to give the most unlikable person on the internet a like. Thank you very much and welcome to the channel. Right, I'm just going to find the uranium so we know how much we have to press the right mouse button to get to the vein. Quite deep in here. Okay. Trying to see. Is it a good extent? Looks that way. Well, I picked the wrong side, didn't I? Okay, so it's shown there. We'll get there. Eventually. Just trying to avoid the hole so it's easy to get in and out. As you can see, I'm bouncing against everything right now. Keep going. Right, just keep going. Oh, have I lost my way? Oh, she blows. How did I... What the actual... Have I just... You know what? I think I'm an idiot. I've completely not wasted my time. I wasted your time. Not only have I let myself down, I've let you down as well. At least I got a little bit of air. Let's get back to the bogs. Just got to remember, I'm loaded. I don't know how well I'm loaded though. Let me have a quick look. Not massively loaded, but still. Did I just see there? Power kit. So I guess what we can do is we can move the Bogstollox to the planetary gravity field, or just before it, so a bit closer. Oh. There we go. Right, how you get out of remote now? I don't do anything backwards here. And on. Good. Always get disorientated at this point. Okay. Let's get to the gravity field, shall we? Just gotta remember I need to slow down. That's the important point. No, it's got 11 kilometers to go. I don't want to go too fast because I want to slow down. I haven't switched off the gyros, have I? Never mind. No. Seeing I'm slowing down anyway, I might as well give it a go. I think we're starting to get to the point where we need to start thinking about slowing down. Okay, we're nearly there. Okay. Let's rotate the ship. Right, time to check what's going on this planet. Looks very blue. Looks exceptionally blue, in fact. There's just another one with like a stupidly small atmosphere. Well, it's definitely a heavier gravity though. Oh, wind. Hmm?
Fuel critical.
What the hell? Is this gravity so great? Wow. Now that's interesting. I mean, if that's the case, there's no point in us landing there, because A, looks like there's nothing there at all. And B, if I'm going to die every time I land, there's no point in me just even trying. Oops. Okay, well that was a waste of goddamn time, wasn't it? Again. Frustrates me no end. Oh yeah, I need to switch off the Okay, let's just get to this unidentified signal, shall we?
Well, that was impressive.
Yeah, I think gravity is just too heavy for even the jetpack to work.
Yeah, especially when it's switched off.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. It just switched itself off.
Yeah, it switched off when you change the tanks.
Great. Now I'm just going to chase this bloody signal again. Reached it, and it disappeared. It was another mining facility as well. I put in those two mods you suggested, but I couldn't find the one on the mod list when I booted up. I don't know why. The inventory one's okay, but the... Alright, let's do our first jump then.
Yeah, I felt when I saw somebody else running that inventory one, I was like, yes, that is a mod I can see SARS getting behind. Not having to constantly fight with your ship's stock control systems. Just basically say, I want to stock 2,000 of this, 2,000 of this, 2,000 of this. At least my monitor's sorted itself now. I've got a nice, interesting dead pixel line.
Oh, right.
It's a weird... When the monitor first turns on, I've got a pink line go straight up the monitor.
Okay.
But as soon as the monitor warms up, it works properly.
Oh, okay.
And it's like... Chances are it's a dry joint somewhere, but I really can't be bothered pulling the thing apart just to try to find it.
Yeah.
Given the price of a basic cheap monitor like this is, it's kind of like...
Yeah.
Once it gets annoying enough or doesn't fix, it's going straight in the bin and I'm getting a new one. Because I don't like this particular monitor because it can't be VESA mounted.
Right. Oh yes. I got one of those.
Yeah.
I got some AOC ones which are very cheap.
Would you believe it's an AOC?
Yeah.
Yeah. The stupid monitor connectors actually go into the base.
Yeah. Well, not this one. It goes at the back. Well, I've got two. I've got like a. I had two. Bought two of the same because they were, I think, like, were 50 quid each or something like that. So I spent 100 quid rather than buying like a stupidly decent monitor for, you know, for 100 quid. And I've always got my drawing tablet on the other side, so I've got 3 monitors going, with my main one being a larger one. I'm just wondering if we're going to end up attacking that pilot vulture. I'll be back in a second. Just going to have a quick bio break.
That one.
Right, so that ship's decided to... Oh no, he's still there. I think he's going past now, yeah, he's going to hard large, so...
Yeah, I think they're both well and truly missing us.
Yeah. Oh, the green base has just suddenly turned up. It's all kicking off politically, isn't it? Tariff this, tariff that. Yeah.
Peace treaty this, peace treaty that.
Yeah.
Staying just one step off completely messy at the minute. Just gotta hope it stays that way.
Oh. I mean, I don't know too much about American politics, but it does sound like people are saying that the economy is starting to tank due to all these tariffs. The only people who seem to have got away with it was us. Don't know how we managed that.
Groveling.
Pandering to his ego.
Given the things we did to him just before he got in, it's yeah, we're going to send people to help the other side in the election and not consider what might happen if we... Oh, game just crashed.
No. Yeah. And Canada's just cancelled all their orders of F-35s now, and now going to Europe for fighting frames, airframes.
Which is good for us if they're going to use euros. That's, of course, if it is euros they're going to go for, because 35s and euros aren't exactly in the same ballpark.
Well, exactly, that's what I was about to say, yeah, because the Eurofighter's not a stealth aircraft, is it? So,
not all of the 35 variants are either.
No, probably not.
They have a lower radar profile than a Euro by a good way, but there's a lot of differences depending on which version of the F-35 you get.
I think it's also where you put the missiles as well. If you've got it on the outside, then you're gonna.
Yeah.
I think if you've got it in an internal bay, then no, you're fine. But
yeah. Is it the VTOL version that they're going to buy as well? Because that's a completely different beast to the normal.
well, yeah, that's the ones the British have got, isn't it?
It's the ones we've got in the aircraft carriers.
Yeah.
Apparently
That's a
we've been having
C.
trouble with the aircraft carriers as well.
All right. The diesel engines
the
broken
thing
down.
was, I don't know. I know when we built the two of them, we never planned to be basically running two. The plan was basically to rent one to France.
All right.
So I don't think we ever planned to basically have to fund two of the things, and now we're kind of stuck with them because France don't want one. Why a lot of the subcomponents were built in France.
Right. I think most of our frigates are Arleigh Burkes, aren't they? Which are American frigates. Is it a frigate?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm getting annoyed that I'm having to. I might have to do is see if I can find some sort of range extender for hyperspace, because spending hours while you're trying to stream, trying to get from one part of the galaxy to the other, it's tiring as hell.
Well, that's why in the last session I was adding to our jump drives considerably and reactors. And as far as I'm aware, it is basically still building those components.
Mm.
But yes, I would agree. A boosted jump drive would be really nice.
I'll have to have a look at the mods, see what we can do. So if we're going to just replace all of those with just one, the goes distance, that'd be nice.
Yeah, we still have 3 jump drives being built.
Right.
We are working on them, but it's...
It's about 300 kilometres per jump drive, is it? Because of the weight of the build. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, if the build was considerably lighter, it'd be less of a problem, but with the weight of our build, it's what we got, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, we're driving a tank, effectively.
Yeah. We're driving a city.
Yeah.
It's not even at tank levels. I'm just checking right now that there's 2 reactors being completed. Because we're using 50% of the power basically in coast mode right now. So.
Okay, we're just about to ready to do a next jump. Which gets down to about 8,000. Oops. Okay, ready to jump.
I basically am not getting out of the cryopod until we've stopped moving, so yes.
So we've got another 4 jumps to go. And it is annoying. So have you bought anything on the Steam sale yet?
Nope. Didn't even know there was one.
Yep, it's a spring sale.
Last thing I bought, it was on offer, but the last thing I bought was Enshrouded.
Alright.
Which is quite interesting.
Well, I decided to give in, just got Baldur's Gate 3. It's a tenner off. Not too bad. I wasn't paying 60 quid for it. That's not.
No.
I think
It looks like a great game, but I'm not paying that much.
Yeah, I think I got it for 40 in the end. It's going for 40, $39.99 at the moment. I think I picked up another game as well. But, I can't remember what that one is. Oh, that's Pathfinder, one of the Pathfinder games as well. So I've just obviously picked up a load of role-play games.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I could actually probably do Baldur's Gate, just do a run of Baldur's Gate as a stream. An idea. Back in a sec, just going to grab myself a drink. There's a game going out quite cheap actually called Anno 18 or something like that. It looked like a trading, like old style management sim. But I looked at it, and then I saw Season Pass 1, Season Pass 2, Season Pass 3. I thought anything that has a Season Pass, it's a money pit, isn't it? So you just like, no.
The Anno series is quite money pity.
Yeah. As soon as I see the word Season Pass written on anything, any game on Steam, I just basically switch off, because it's just like, yeah, I'm going to be expected to pay over and over again for a game where you kind of just want to just... He says that, having spent a load of the DLCs for Space Engineers, but...
To be fair, I've had a few of the Anno games, but yeah, you basically used to run little islands.
Yeah.
And run your trading company from the island. But obviously they set each Anno in a different time period.
Yes.
So the 1800s ones are in 1800, and obviously the 2205 ones are set in the future.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it looked interesting, but as I said, as soon as I saw the words Season Pass and the fact there were 9 of them, I was like, yeah, no.
To be fair, I think they've ran that one for a long time, that particular version.
Right.
The 1800s one. It's one of the ones Linus really likes.
Right. I'm sure it's a fun game. Just not going to play it.
It's quite addictive, but it also takes a long time to play.
Nah. Isn't that what you want? Take your 60 quid?
Well, you did, especially if you spend 60 quid. But the thing is, you know, like, this game came out in 2019, and you can now get it for a £5.
Yeah. But then you add on the DLC on it.
Yep.
And you're probably spending about 30, 40 quid. I mean, I don't mind DLC in principle. As long as it...
I don't mind DLC as long as it's actually adding something.
Yeah.
Not just...
That's why I stopped getting interested in Stellaris. Because some of their DLCs is just like... You can't... You have to have the DLCs to get the mods to work and stuff like that, and it's just like... That's all very well, but I'm not really interested in that particular way of trading and stuff like that. I don't really want to get myself involved in on that one. And it just seems like the game was just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And they changed the system as well. When it first out, it was really cool, but then they changed it so that it was really hard to play again. It's like...
Yeah, they do... They do that, it's like... You're now bored of this game, so we're going to change it to this. If I'm bored of the game, make a new game. Or make it a different game option where I can change to it. Don't make it the default. Nothing more annoying when they change the default playstyle of a game. No, I want to play a game that I know how to play. I've spent a lot of time learning how to play this game.
I remember back in the day when Star Wars Galaxies was a really great game. One of the few things I actually paid for a subscription for. And then they decided that they were going to change it all to make it compatible with Sony PlayStation games. Yeah. And so they basically just completely simplified it. It was apparently the path to be a Jedi was this big, long, complicated process that you had to find to become a Jedi. And there's also things about Mandalorians as well on that. There was a long, complicated process for that. But in the end, they just ended up having Jedi as a character class on it, and it was just a selection. And it's just like, oh my god, this is absolutely awful. So they basically lost loads and loads of subscribers. So they shut the servers down. So literally, within 6 months, I think it was, of them changing the whole system, the whole server, the whole thing got shut down because it wasn't making any money anymore.
But then they'll never admit that that's why it died as well. It's like, no, it was toxic players. You're like, no, it was.
Oh, that was before the toxic. That was before 2016. The whole toxic thing started in 2016 with Ghostbusters, the women's Ghostbusters thing.
No, I'm talking about in general. Like, game developers never go, yeah, that was our bad. We should never have changed that. It's always the customer's fault.
Oh yeah, God. I'm not going to disagree with you.
Okay, it's some occasions, yeah, maybe. Like when the players immediately went on and completely destroyed an economy system in a game by killing every living animal in the game. So it spent ages making the animal self-balancing by, like, if there was too many, if people weren't killing the smaller animals go out of control, it meant you got a glut of larger animals to eat the smaller animals. And And they brought all that into the game, and people just went out and decimated, so there was nothing left living, so there was nothing could breed new animals. They hadn't created a spawn system; they'd created a breeding system.
Right.
So it's like this rabbit and this rabbit get near each other, so they have a baby rabbit. So once somebody literally decimated it, so there wasn't any rabbits, there was no rabbits for the other animals to eat off, so everything just died off.
Yeah.
You guys didn't think of that one, did you?
What's the other thing? I think it was Elite Dangerous. Apparently, some people had worked out that they were getting new players right at the start of the game, and they were transporting them to a part of the galaxy where they couldn't escape from. So they ended up having to work for these people for free. So they were making loads of money off people. So literally, they'd made virtual slaves out of new players.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
Don't you know you're not supposed to do that? That's the development company's supposed to do.
Mm. And then, of course, there's always the old classic. I remember distinctly the time that I was a big, massive, huge SimCity fan.
Yep.
And then EA in their wonderful thing, 'cause I think they took it over from Bullfrog, didn't they? Was it Bullfrog? No, Bullfrog was what's his name? The guy who always oversold his games, and they were never exactly what he said they were going to be.
Well, Bullfrog was Dungeon Keeper, wasn't it?
Yeah, I've forgotten the name of the guy now, but he always oversold his games and always told people the games were better than everything. The only game that actually matched the hype was Syndicate. No, it wasn't Bullfrog. I can't remember what it was. I think it was Maxis. Maxis ended up having it, and then they got taken over by EA. And they decided that at the time, I think it was like the 1990s or late 1990s, early 2000s, where not everybody had internet connections, and they made the game internet only. And then they said that, oh, we can't change it, and then literally some hackers came along and cracked the game so they could play offline. And then I think they actually took the crack and sold it.
Corrected the game using the cracked software.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's classic developer stuff, that is.
Yeah.
Oops, done it again. We've got, by the looks of it, we might have another base, because we're going back to the same point we were when we left last time.
Okay, that's good. Hopefully.
And the funny thing is the other one, before it disappeared, I could see the rock. It was another base. So I wonder if they've changed things around a bit.
Apparently there's some more protect blocks coming.
Oh, are there? Oh, cool.
Yeah, in the next update.
Cool. I know Space Engineers 2's had an update, but I haven't even played it once yet, so I suppose I ought to. But I've had my new P5 paints come through. I've got to do an unboxing of that at some point as well. So I'll probably do that tomorrow, hopefully. Go into my workshop and take the paints out and have a look at them. Oh, you've disappeared.
I crashed again.
Ah. Don't do that.
I'm wondering if it's something happening in the background on my computer, because it is patching space Arc at the minute.
Oh, is it? Okay. I thought usually when you started, it stops those.
It does unless you switch it so that it doesn't.
Right. Okay. And I take it that's what you've done.
That's what I've done, because for most of the stuff it's not a problem. Let's see if that solves the problem. Like, it shouldn't be,
Mm-hmm.
but it might be.
It's going to be right by the moon that we landed on, you know, where I got stuck in the hole. There you are. The problem that I find with this whole thing, I have to find things to say, just so that if anyone's watching this as a VOD, you know, they've actually got something interesting to listen to, because they're not exactly seeing anything massively amazing right now.
No, just the big badonk of your spacecraft.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, the first week I missed was interesting.
Hmm.
My bike broke.
Again.
And I had to push it home, and then brake went. The brake and the gear lever went.
All right.
Got that fixed, and then did my foot in. So I've spent the last couple of weeks basically not being able to put my feet down properly.
Oh dear.
I even had to have a Monday off work.
Hmm.
I had to ring into work on a Monday morning and go, I can't come in. Why? Because I haven't slept at all last night.
Hmm. I've been suffering some serious mental health issues over the last few weeks, so I just couldn't be bothered with anything. And it actually took me, I don't know why I watched it. I think it was something about Ellen DeGeneres or something like that, and it was being watched by Asmongold. I know he's kind of like a bit of a, some people like him, some people don't, but I was just watching it because, you know, shit watching basically. And he just mentioned something along the lines of that she took a break. He says that's the last thing that anybody should do as a creator is take a break, because people start forgetting you then. So it kind of just gave me like a little bit of a kick up the butt, thinking, well maybe I should, you know, I know that I'm not feeling too great, but maybe I should, you know, at least make an effort. And he also made the comment that, you know, if people aren't watching your stuff, it's because you're not good enough, and you've got to find a way to make your content interesting for people. That was the other thing. That got me really thinking. So, I mean,
yeah, there are several reasons, mind you, why Ellen degenerate is not particularly popular at the minute.
Well, yeah, I know. There's apparently that she's a bit of an arsehole, but you know.
The fact that she was a big friend of Diddy has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was going to a lot of parties with him, along with several other celebs that basically strangely deleted their entire Facebooks and went very quiet.
Well, I'm reaching midlife crisis age, so
Yeah.
so I think I've been telling the wife that I think my midlife crisis is because for some strange reason I've not really been a fan of anything that Anna Kendrick does, and now I really fancy her, and I don't know why. So I think instead of getting a Ferrari.
Saz, you may want to stop and get a bottle of oxygen.
Oh yeah.
Because whatever bridge you're in doesn't have oxygen by the looks of it.
Yeah.
You're in the battle bridge.
Yeah. Just easier.
Yes.
Oh, what have we got here? A space station. Nah, it's behind us.
Yeah.
Hope we get there before time's up. It's partly my fault. Well, just passing the uranium that we stopped off to get while we were on the other way over. So Ruth's decided that she's now joining all the cricket forums. So
all right. Yeah.
So the bug is definitely deep. And she told me the other day because she just likes making cards and stuff like that. That's her favourite thing. And just doing little small projects here and there. And she'd done a card for one of Ella's friends at school. Was it Ella's? No, it was Jessica's. No, it's one of Jessica's things, I think. And the mother sent her a text saying, "Oh, thank you. I love the card. Where did you get the card from?" I said, "Oh, I made it." I said, "Oh, what? Do you sell?" She was like, "No, not getting into that." not doing that.
DSL, I could do with 37 of these a year.
Yeah. I mean, she's only got the Mini anyway, so I mean, you can't really get too industrial unless you get the big one, I think. So
You can, but like, if you're earning good money with a real job, it's not going to be cost effective.
nah. I mean, she made some nice little for Valentine's Day. She made some boxes, got like a box template.
Yep.
Put the boxes in and then put like a little heart chocolate inside it, and Ella gave them all out to all her kids. And I had some good news today because Ruth went over to Parent Teacher Day, and she's been told that whilst they don't really tell people these things, they said she's, whether she's doing well or not. They did mention that she's actually at the level that they expect them to be at the end of the year when they go to the next year. Next year, she's already
All
there.
right.
So yeah, so she's very ahead of all the other students. And the thing is, my niece Olivia, she's the same. She was the same, and she went to Oxford, and she's just becoming a solicitor because she's highly intelligent. So. Right, 84%. I mean, my major problem at school is I didn't do very well at school because I hated school. I hated it like a passion. Didn't see the points. And it's like, what's the point in doing homework? Why can't they do their job at school? So my parents had some serious troubles with me not handing in coursework or stuff because I just didn't see the power. If I wasn't interested in it, I just didn't care.
Yeah.
Obviously, when I got older and started finding interests, that's when I started learning.
I kind of got suspended from primary school.
I didn't doubt that for a second. What did you do? Come on.
I took out the bully
Ah, fair play.
that was bullying me.
Right.
They needed the fire brigade to come and release his arm from behind a gas line.
Okay. So you did a full number.
Apparently that was...
30 minutes. See, I hate this goddamn thing. We've got 30 minutes to get to this this unidentified signal. So that going to do is 3901. It was going to end up being. So how did you get his arm stuck in a gas pipe then?
Well, technically it was behind a gas pipe.
Right.
There was a gas pipe coming out the ground. You know, they come out the ground and then they go through like a meter box and then go back
yeah.
into the ground and then into the building.
Uh-huh.
He'd got a group round me of his friends and was basically having a go at me in the playground. and I had been on the rugby team for about 6 months at this point. Decided I'd had enough of it, so I grabbed him and spear tackled him into the wall, and he slid down arm first behind the gas line and got stuck.
All right, fair play. I have no sympathy.
No, no.
I was bullied at school, but it was never physical. It was always verbal. Mostly from girls as well.
The girls in primary school liked me.
Hmm.
It was the boys that were. See you next Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Because of my dyslexia, they basically used to call me all kinds of names.
Yep.
And strangely, when I defended myself when they were attacking me, that I was always the one that got into trouble. Because the lad that got stuck, his mum was on the school board.
Of course, yeah. Back in those days, back in the 80s, if you were on the Parent-Teacher Association, then you always got favouritism.
Yeah.
Your kid was always the one that was the star. You know, was Mary or Joseph.
Yeah. I was an innkeeper.
Yeah. Funny enough, so was Ella. But yeah, she was an innkeeper, or the innkeeper's wife. She wanted to be an angel because the angels were dancing, and she likes to dance. She told me today she wants to be a ballerina. I thought, oof, that's going to cost me.
Yeah.
And she buggers up.
Hopefully, though, if you have some decent dance class places near you.
Well, she's doing ballet and tap.
Right. No, it's just like round near me. We've got like a. They kind of do the mixed dance.
Yeah.
So there's the ballet, the tap, the jazz, everything.
Mhm.
And kind of like, if they've got new particular skills as they grow up, they kind of get directed off into the various things. But for the younger age, it's just like, let's get them all in a room and tire them out with some dancing.
Yeah. I mean, she's got a show on Sunday. Sorry. So Grandma's coming down on Saturday. So Ruth and her mother are going to be going watching her while I stay look after Jess. So
Nice busy weekend for you then.
yeah, but you know me, I can't get out anyway. So you know, it's just me in the thing. I don't, you know, I'd probably find it very uncomfortable going to watch Ella. Which is, you know, I miss out on a lot. I really do, but
Yeah.
it can't be helped.
I have just sent you a mod, by the way, for extending jump range.
Let me have a look. Okay. So visit the site. Unsubscribe. Okay. I'll get that
You know
put
what I
in.
mean, that might just be worth for you for, at least for stream-wise, so you're not having to do this.
Yes. I think I'm learning from my mistakes here. It's as like Asmongold says, you know, do better entertainment sort of thing. It's not very entertaining sitting here watching me sitting around doing nothing. Did find 3 planets though. Well, a planet and 2 moons, which I ended up crashing and burning on.
I reduced my Disney subscription this week.
Oh, did you? Right, because it's fucking useless.
Because of the way that they've implemented the where you can watch it.
Right. Is it so you can watch adverts or something like that? Is it?
No. I haven't gone quite that low because if I'm going to watch adverts, I'm just getting rid of the service altogether. But I went from basically able to watch it on 4 devices to 2 devices.
Oh right, fair play.
Because the whole point was it was 4 devices to anybody in your household.
Yeah.
Now it's going to basically be 4 people in your house.
Yeah, they've all been doing that recently, haven't they?
And it's like, but if I'm out of my house, it messes the system up. So if I want to watch it at work, for instance, that's not classed as somebody in my household.
Yes.
Why does it matter where I am? You know, if it's per property, it's per property. But if it's per property, you shouldn't be caring how many streams I've got going. All you should be caring about is what IP address I'm coming in from.
And that's something that changes anyway. So.
Yeah.
And you can always disguise it with a VPN as well. So. That's the reason.
Yeah, but every time your VPN technically changes, it'll mess up this Disney connection as well. It's an absolute nightmare. The thing is, in my house, I have 2 Wi-Fi, two networks.
Oh right, okay.
So I can't even watch stuff in all of my house. I've had to rewire how some of my network works, so that it all goes through the same service provider output connection.
Well, to be fair, it's not like Disney are making any other sort of mistakes at all. Like, for instance, letting Rachel Zegler run her fucking mouth off. You know, they've only projected to make 58 million.
Is that Snow White?
Snow White, yeah.
Yeah, I've got to go see that.
Have you? Oh, I'm so sorry. Why?
Tammy wants to go see it. Oh yeah, I've got to go see that. I was like, really? That you want to go see that movie? The movie where they wouldn't hire actual dwarfs? Okay.
Because Peter Dinklage said so.
Yeah. She's like, well, yeah, because it's a Snow White movie.
It's not a Snow White movie.
Please start reading reviews before we have to go see movies.
Yeah.
She goes, well, you like going to see terrible movies? Yes, but there's one type of terrible and there's this type of terrible.
It's the one where, you know, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? Well, it's the evil queen, isn't it? You stick Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler next to each other. Which one are you going to pick?
Yeah. Bit like that Oz, the new. Slightly dreading the holiday this year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for a birthday we're going away to a Butlins adults only weekend.
Oh right, cool.
Yeah, what I've heard of the people we're going with. I may want to kill people before we even get there.
Okay.
Drunken party bus all the way down there. So,
Right.
I was like, what fancy dress are you wearing? None. But you gotta wear a fancy dress. No, I don't.
So basically, you're basically a load of loud, drunken northern types going down. Is it Bognor or Western?
Skegness.
Skegness, right? Hitting Skegness.
Yeah.
Probably chanting football songs while you're on your way down.
I thought it wouldn't be too bad. You know, how bad can a group from the church be?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like after I'd said yes, that's when Tammy was like, "Oh yeah, it's the group from the church. Yeah, it's the same group I'm going to see the drag act this week with." And I'm like, "What? Hang on a minute. What kind of people from the church is this?" Yeah, it's the ones we went to see the drag queens with, and we once went to see this with, and It's like, you do realise I'll have finished work at midnight on the night before, and you're wanting me there at 6 in the morning to get on
Oh,
this
fun,
bus.
fun. You'll be fast asleep while they're all partying.
Yeah, and apparently my face isn't safe from biro
Brilliant.
if I sleep. Yeah.
Well, get yourself a balaclava.
Take my skeleton mask face.
Yeah. Now, I think we've got to organise. It's not quite a Holborn or Ho Seasons or one thing where it's all kids' entertainment and stuff like that. It's something a little bit smaller, but
Yeah.
because it was cheaper, basically. We didn't want to spend all the money that we spent on the Holborn. It was a lot of money for the activities and stuff, like 40 quid for climbing a wall. It's like, what? How do you even get to that?
They can add them quick.
Yeah.
There's one place that I would be tempted by because it's all included.
Hmm.
And the price wasn't even that bad. I mean, like literally meals and activities.
Yeah.
And it's the place where they do the indoor bowls.
Okay.
So like the guests are like split 50-50. It's like pensioner central
Right.
/ like small kids. So I think like a good percentage of their guests are literally like grandparents bringing the grandkids.
Fair play. I remember when I was a kid, they used to have a bowling green. There was a sports club that my dad was a member of. And I always remember as a kid, everyone was going to this place, but people were doing like tennis, football, bowls, and stuff like that. And you just sat there with my bottle of pop and packet of crisps, just watching people playing bowls.
Yeah.
Those are the times when people didn't know what public liability insurance was. Nobody needed it.
No. It's like, you were drunk when you fell down those stairs. It's your own fault.
Yeah.
That literally was the end of it, wasn't it?
Yeah. I remember once they had a fireworks thing there, and one of the fireworks fell over and went into the crowd. Nothing came of it.
They offer you a free drink.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah, fun and games. I never really did sports clubs. And one thing that baffled me, right, was when I went down to visit Tammy's family
Hmm.
in your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Like, the clubs allow kids in.
Yes, yes.
It's like that's not a thing up here. Sports clubs would be different, but like your TUCs, your trade clubs,
Yeah.
they don't. There's no kids in. Half of the building doesn't even allow women in. It's like half of the building. Literally, it's like, if you're the only women allowed in here are the glass collectors.
It's a different world, isn't it?
Yeah, it was really weird. Like, I couldn't believe it. It was like, there's kids just like running around. It's like 9 o'clock at night, and it's like, are they allowed to be in here? Because it up here just wouldn't happen.
Mm.
Like, there are places that would have kids, but not so much like the TUCs, because the TUCs, like those types of clubs, the working men's clubs, if you like, they didn't even like the fact their wives were getting in there. They still didn't like the fact their wives were getting in there.
Well, those are outdated and outmoded opinions, but some people still have them.
Yeah, it's you know. There was one bloke, and his house was literally opposite the club.
Yeah.
So when it was time for him to come home for his tea, his wife just put one of the upstairs lights on in the spare bedroom. So all he had to do was look out the club window, and if that light was on, it was time to go home. And if all the lights were off, he didn't go home for a couple of days because he was in trouble. Because he was late for tea or whatever, and she just turned all the lights on and locked the door.
Yes, I think that's just relationships, isn't it?
Yeah. It was an interesting club.
Hmm.
But like I said, that's what all of the clubs around here were like in terms of like the sports clubs, as in like if it was the football club or the tennis club or the greens balls, they had kids in. But the workingmen's or the trade clubs, no.
To be fair, I've never been to a tradesman's club or like a Labour Party or Conservative Party, only drinking establishment. So I've not really had that. The only one I had was because my dad used to be a professional footballer before he had a knee injury, so that kind of scuppered his plans. But he was always playing football, my dad. So he's he was part of this club, and he was playing for this club's football team. And there were it was just like it was a place that had a bar that also had lots of different events on. I think they also had like bingo in the upstairs hall.
Yeah.
So it was like, I think my dad had one of his birthday parties in one of those event rooms as well. And they had like a varied kids section. I think they had a pool table in one room. So it was just I just remember it as a kid. And I also had some chalkboards so the kids could play on the chalkboards outside with some chalk.
Yeah.
And I think a bit later on they put some swings in because there was nothing for kids to do but sit down and watch everybody else do something. So kids were getting bored very quickly.
Yeah. Like I said, the rugby club had stuff like that.
Mm.
But that was I think it was the idea of like it's connected to a sport, therefore it's healthy, therefore it's family friendly.
Mm.
Versus the working men's clubs, that's not a pleasant environment, therefore don't take your family.
Yeah.
But the first one of those types of clubs I was ever in, I was probably 7, and it was the club me Uncle Bob went to.
Yeah.
And
he's the one who does the Spectrum stuff, yeah.
Hmm?
He's the one who does the Spectrum stuff.
No, that's Joseph.
Okay.
This guy was one of the high-level managers at an ICI site.
Right, yeah. Chemicals and all that shit, yeah.
Yeah. So he was a member of several clubs. He was like a scouts leader, and I used to get sent to go and pick him up.
Right. Fair play.
Because it was a completely like no women were allowed in the building club.
Okay.
So his missus had basically picked me up from school and like, all right, we're gonna go and pick your Uncle Bob up. And basically he'd still be at his meeting or whatever. So the message had come down. Yeah, send him into the pool room. And there'd be a guy with white gloves on. Teach me snooker while I'm waiting for him to finish his meeting. It wasn't until many years after he passed away I basically figured out what it was. It was the Freemasons.
Right.
Yeah. So if his monthly meeting happened to be on the night when I was stopping over theirs, it would be like, yeah, go pick him up. But obviously, if the meeting was running late or whatever else was going on in the, the high halls.
Mm.
It was like, yeah, just keep him busy down there until we're finished.
In my town, they've literally got a Freemasons Hall. They've
got one. Got one in Billingham, but he was high up in the chapter in Hartlepool, which was a bigger, posher chapter.
Right.
So I used to go over to Hartlepool, and basically because she wasn't allowed in, I'd be sent in to go.
Mm. Can you remember the old Sheila's Wheel debacle as well?
Yeah.
On where they only insured women because apparently they were better drivers than men, until the government said, hold on a second, that's actual sexism and it's against the law.
Yep.
So they ended up having to offer it around, and so Sheila's Wheels was pointless because it wasn't for Sheila's, it was for everyone, because it had to be because of the law.
Yeah. And I'm assuming the Freemasons has probably had to do the same as well.
I'm not sure because they still have women's only gyms. So there's as a club that's fine, but if you're actually talking about a financial or someone's eligibility based on their gender, as in like they're you're purposely giving a gender cheaper insurance because they're a woman, that's a problem. But if you have a private thing and you don't let women in, that's your business.
Yeah. I also remember when I got my TU card. That was so hilarious. So embarrassing, but so hilarious at the same time. So, turned 18, or I was about to turn 18.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to my granddad and I was like, Granddad, can you get us a TU card? And he's like, yeah, no problems, get your TU. Because that was where he went for his drinks of a Friday night.
Yeah.
So it was like, yeah. The next intake was like going to be a couple of months after my birthday.
Right.
Great. Got the forms, got them all filled in. Went down, and the guy got the forms, and they were like, "Your dad's got to fill the forms in." My dad was a member there along with my granddad.
Yeah.
So my granddad basically got the forms to my dad. So my dad filled the forms in, got them back to him, and then you've got to go for like an interview.
Right.
So I went for this interview. Bear in mind, I'd turned 18. And I'm into the interview, and he's like, "Yep, okay, so your dad's filled out your forms. Yeah. Your granddad goes here as well. Which sports do you do?" Type thing, like trying to eye at what teams they can get me on to start with. And the yattering on. He's like, "You do understand though, you won't be able to drink until October, right?" And I'm like, "Why?" He goes, "Well, because according to this, you're not 18 until October." And I was like, "Yeah. Last year, like a couple of months back." And he's like, "Oh, it's not 82. I'm like, "No, 81. I went, "Well, your dad's filled out your birthday wrong."
Typical dad move, that one.
Like, "Thanks, Dad." So I literally got my driving license and everything, and I was handed in my driving license, and like, I'm 18. He's like, "Yeah, that's fine." He just changed it on my TU card. But they were going to let me come in nearly a year before I was supposed to. Because it was just like, "Yeah, it's his son, we let him in." But it was like, you won't be able to drink. Like, we're letting you in early. That doesn't really matter, but you just won't be able to have any alcohol.
I was drinking with my dad when I was 13. So, yeah. as I was just part of the football. It was just part of the football thing. Lads went out for a drink, and I just went with them and just had a pint. So
Don't get me wrong. I drunk before that point.
oh no, I'm not saying you didn't, but it was just like yeah,
I just didn't spend much time with my dad. That's
yeah.
my dad had very little to do with me during my teenage years when he moved off with his various misses.
All right, okay.
The,
Oh,
the most particularly annoying was when I was 17. This is before I got my TU card,
right.
but I was like, I was in college, and my college was near the town centre.
Yeah.
And my dad's local was the pub right next to the college. So it was like the pub in the town centre next to the college.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, we're going to the pub tonight. You coming? I can't. Why can't you? Because my dad's in there and he won't let me get flippin' served. Can we go to a different bar? Because that way I can get served. 'Cause I can get served in any bar where there wasn't somebody sat at the bar going, he's underage. I could get served. Wasn't a problem. I just couldn't do it in the bar where my dad was, because he'd go, don't be serving him.
Yeah.
So I'd been in this college for a little while, and then I'm round my nana's, and Nana's like, oh yeah, your dad had a lovely birthday this weekend. Did he? I didn't know it was at the TU. Yeah. She gets out all these pictures of lasses hanging off the side of him. I'm like, she's in my class. She's in my class. She's in my class. She's in my class.
No.
My entire year group was basically the entire college was at his party. It's like, yeah, all right. Fun.
One 1729. Oh, hello. Yep, that'll do. 1729. That'll get us close enough.
Yeah. Eight, 7, 6, 3, 2, 1. Blah, 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 blah.
And she's down here. Whoa. Right by the moon. Now we've got 15 minutes to get there. Don't know if we're going to make it or not. I've got a feeling this is another base if it's so close to a moon.
Yeah, looks like it.
Quick gasp of oxygen. Might be able to do a short jump to get us closer and get to 50%. I'd do a 1% jump. Right. Well, we're losing the kilometres fairly okay. It's only 10 kilometres off the moon that we went to.
Yeah.
I mean, I was 200 kilometres away with 8 minutes to go, and I managed to see it before it disappeared. So I'm hoping with 12 minutes to go and half the amount of time that it's there, we should be able to get there before it despawns.
You've got 4 minutes till your next jump is available.
Okay.
So I'm assuming you need them fully charged before they can jump.
I'm just checking to see if 50% on a low percentage might work. But I think you're right. They have to be fully charged.
I think they should only reduce the charge in the reactors by 10%.
Hmm. I mean, it's only like 100 kilometres as well, so I'm going to have to calculate. The distance.
Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. You've got 25 jump drives.
Roger. Okay, no. I thought maybe the 50% charge would work, but no, it doesn't. We'll have to wait for the full.
I'm going to guess a 1% jump is going to be enough.
Well, I am at 1%, so 9 kilometres it says, but I've got 25 times 9. Even that might be too much. I'll find out as soon as I press the button anyway.
Oh, you do have some that are fully charged.
Yeah, but I think it's the jump drive that I'm activating, isn't it? That's the.
Yeah, but can you not just use that one that's
What-
fully charged?
What number is it?
Jump drive 28. I've put it up to maximum range, so you'll have to bring it down. 28 has a full charge.
Oh, balls.
What did you do?
I switched it on and off rather than put the jump button.
Oh, rather than a jump button. I'm like, what did you do? System's still saying it's fully charged.
Right, it's not allowing me to jump into a natural gravity field, apparently.
Okay, so you're gonna have to keep reducing till we get a jump.
Oh, that's 39 kilometres. That's not enough, is it? So I need to bring it up now. No.
You want it increasing?
Yeah. Hold on.
I'm inside the thing, so I can literally increase it.
So I got it now. It's 46. No. Okay. It's the best I can do.
Okay.
Let's turn the engines off as well, just so I don't go flying into it.
I think the group you're using didn't include all of the jump drive,
Oh, they probably haven't been added
which
to
I
the
think is
group.
why we had jump drives. Yeah, I have added them now, but I think that's why they hadn't. Why the range wasn't getting as good as we expected it would have got.
Right. Schoolboy error, basically.
We made upgrades to the ship and just not realised we still had stuff needed to be fixed.
Mm-hmm. It's got to keep an eye on gravity here, even though it's a moon, so there shouldn't be too much. Right, I've got 18 kilometres with 9 minutes to go. Alright, are we going to make it? That's the question.
That's interesting.
What's up?
We've got asteroids near us with massive loads on them. There's an asteroid there with 4, an asteroid there with 2, another asteroid with 2.
We're in a gravity field. Hold on.
Gravity is reducing.
Flew a little bit too close to the sun or the moon, as they say. Right, I'm out of the
That's
gravity
not
field.
a moon. That's a fully operational battle star.
Okay, we've got targets lots. What's that say? FC. Okay. We're firing. Yeah, it does look like another rock. So I'll switch off the cannons, even though we have just fired some missiles at it.
Oop, oop. It's an asteroid. Factorium outpost.
Pretty much the same thing as we had last time, wasn't it?
I don't know if it was an outpost or whether that was a research station. at the time.
Oh, yeah, something went wrong at the place, didn't it?
Whoa. I'm seeing one big turret out here.
Where?
It's round the other side.
Good. Let's have a shifty, shall we?
The assault cannon they have here is set to obviously anti-ship or something, because it's not firing at me as I'm stood on top of it grinding away its turretness.
Mm-hmm. Right, this time I'm not going to be a complete dick and grind down everything.
Well, there is 3 warheads in this structure.
Are there?
There are 3 warheads.
Okay, so I got to be bloody careful then.
Yep.
Whoa. I think I found one of the bits and pieces, mate. I found one of the warheads. Now, the question is, do I try to blow it, to take it out? One out of 3 warheads decide. Oh, we've got to get them quick. They're actually counting down, mate. Find a warhead, get rid of it, quick.
What's a reactor? Not a warhead.
I found a warhead.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh. There's one in this underground section. If this isn't the one you've already got to.
No.
It's 2 disarmed. It was in a gangway.
2 out of 3 is disarmed, right? So we need to find the other one. No, not in here. And I'm stuck. Where am I? How do I get out of here? You find anything?
No, yeah.
Inventory full.
It seems like the alarm stopped.
Aw.
You found
I
it?
was checking no, I was checking a possibility, but it didn't work. I was trying to basically cheat.
Alright. As you do.
But no, we're not going to make it that easy. I was trying to show it on HUD.
Alright.
Inventory full. Inventory full.
Detonates in 1 minute, apparently.
Oh, flute. No, how could it be hidden?
There's a... Well, there's a Asimov thruster. Not Asimov thruster, sorry, a thingy thruster. There's another exit to the base,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not.
Is it underneath here? Could it be there to destroy that?
Kind of what I was.
Inventory full. Inventory full.
And it's in the roof.
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full.
Come on, where the fuck are you, man?
Inventory full. Inventory full.
There was one in there. There was one in there.
Inventory full. Inventory full. Inventory full.
Oh, yep.
Found it?
Yep. It just exploded. And it blew up literally here. There it was.
Hmm? Where was it?
Well, there's a void here. It's got to have been here.
I can't see you.
Beside the chamber where the thing, the drill, the engine was.
Alright, here.
It's got to have been in there.
Alright, well, we screwed up, haven't we?
Because there was a corridor here that led to a command center out here.
Right. Got a protect
it's-
cooling unit,
That's
though.
the blowout.
Right. Let's just do the,
We lost
yeah,
the gyros and we lost the thingies, so...
yeah. Well, we'll know the design next, won't we? So,
Yes, that was kind of more what I was like. Even if we fail, it's a matter of figuring out as much information about this as we can.
mhm.
And now the thing to do.
Oh, you've disappeared.
I'm
Hello.
upstairs in one of the corridors.
All right.
I found another area of the base that I hadn't found before, I don't think.
Yeah, is that the one where the living quarters is?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there.
But the fact that we took out 2 of the bombs means that a large percentage of this base is still intact, so...
There is that. I mean, I've got a load of gravity components, thruster components, superconductors, reactor components, gravity components, thruster components, so got a load of that.
And we'll get a load of... There's a good chance there's sections of this station with...
Protect capacitor.
Yeah.
2 of those.
Okay, so there was an oxygen tank.
Need to get some more oxygen. He says walking straight past the medical bay and going somewhere stupid. Actually, I didn't even need to do that either because I can just because what I'm trying to get is the Bob ship. I think what we probably just need to do is check the containers and then give it, and then call it for the night. I think. Okay, nothing there. I've got a new unidentified signal pop up. I think we've got all the parts that we can get.
That's prime priority enabled. Disable. Disable.
Right, guys, just want to say thank you very much for watching. We're going to leave it there. I'll head back after active stream. So I just want to say thanks for watching. If you like what you see, press the like button and the subscribe button, and pop something down in the comment section if you want to have a chat with me about anything. Anyway, that's us for tonight. So take care, guys. Bye bye.